Welcome to Sweet Lines. If you love cute drawing, you've come to the perfect place. Don't forget to give us a super exciting like on this video, and share the drawing clips with your friends at school and in your groups so our channel can grow and our creativity can flourish. We have a big goal, and when we reach 1,000 subscribers, we have a huge surprise to announce, so stay tuned so you don't miss out. Today, we're drawing a cute dinosaur, full of personality and charm. And for all the challenge lovers out there, make sure to check out our forum, there are fun puzzles just waiting for you. Now, get ready to enjoy today's story, let's get started. Sweet Lines, the tale of little Rumi, the cute dinosaur. In the peaceful, sun-dappled valley nestled between mountains and rivers, lived a small, cheerful dinosaur named Rumi. Unlike the towering giants who roamed the valley with booming footsteps and strong tails, Rumi was tiny, barely as tall as a young sapling. His scales shimmered in soft shades of green and gold, and his round belly and short legs made him look like he was always bouncing rather than walking. His big, curious eyes held a glimmer of adventure, and his little tail wagged behind him with each wobbly step. Rumi wasn't like the other dinosaurs who preferred staying close to their herd or hiding away in the thick forests. Every day, he'd wander out of his cozy burrow beneath the giant fern trees, ready for whatever the day would bring. The valley was his playground, full of mysteries and wonders, and Rumi loved exploring every inch of it. He'd watch the birds dart between the trees, climb up hills to watch the river wind through the land, and occasionally, he'd stumble upon treasures like a shiny pebble or a strange, sweet-smelling flower. But there was something special about today. When Rumi awoke and peered out of his burrow, he felt a strange tingling in his belly, a feeling that told him something exciting was waiting for him. So, he packed his little pouch with his favorite snacks, a handful of berries, a crunchy seed pod, and a piece of soft moss he used as a pillow when he got sleepy on his adventures, and set off down a new path he'd never traveled before. He waddled past the tall, waving grasses, under branches that seemed to form a leafy archway just for him, until he reached the edge of the valley where he'd never been. As he looked around, he heard a strange, soft cry coming from nearby. Puzzled, he followed the sound through the tall ferns, his heart thumping with curiosity. Finally, he found a small creature tangled in some reeds by the riverbank. It had golden fur, round ears, and big, frightened eyes. "Oh no. Are you all right?" Rumi asked, inching closer. The creature looked up, relief flooding its eyes. "I'm stuck," she said in a tiny voice. "The reeds have caught my fur, and I can't get free. Could you help me?" Rumi's heart swelled with determination. Even though he was small, he was always eager to help a friend. Gripping the reeds with his little claws, he tugged and twisted, using all the strength he could muster. Slowly but surely, he managed to pull the reeds apart, freeing the creature. "Oh, thank you," she chirped, shaking her golden fur back into place. "My name's Pippa. I'm a pika, and I come from the far mountains on the other side of the valley." "The mountains?" Rumi's eyes widened with amazement. "I've never been there before. Are they as big as they look?" "Oh yes," Pippa replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "The mountains are full of surprises, chilly breezes, fields of wildflowers, even little ponds that mirror the sky." She gestured to a tall, distant mountain peak dusted with snow. "That's my home." Rumi's heart leapt. He'd always wondered what the mountains were like. He wanted to climb to the top, where the clouds touched the earth, and look down at the valley spread out like a giant green map. But he knew his small legs weren't strong enough to make such a long journey. As they talked, a soft thud shook the ground beneath them. Rumi looked up to see a graceful dinosaur with a long neck towering over them. It was Lyra, the Brachiosaurus, known as the valley's gentle giant. She smiled kindly, her eyes twinkling with warmth. "Why, if it isn't Rumi and a new friend," she said in her gentle, slow voice. "What brings you two adventurers all the way out here?" Rumi and Pippa shared their story, and Lyra nodded, smiling. "Rumi, your heart may be small, but it's as strong as any I've known. This valley is lucky to have someone as kind and brave as you." Rumi's cheeks turned pink with pride. He'd never thought of himself as brave, but hearing it from Lyra made him feel stronger than he ever had before. Just then, Pippa gave Rumi a playful nudge. Hey, I know a secret place in the valley, and I'd love to show it to you. It's something that might make you feel close to the mountains even from here. Rumi's eyes sparkled with excitement. Really? Show me. So, with Pippa leading the way, they traveled through a hidden path lined with wildflowers and bushes bursting with berries. The path twisted and turned, leading them to a secluded clearing surrounded by rocks covered in soft, green moss. At the center of the clearing was a large, flat stone with a tiny pool of water on top, so clear that Rumi could see his reflection perfectly. This is the wishing pool, Pippa explained, her voice barely more than a whisper. If you look into it and make a wish from your heart, it might just come true. Rumi's heart pounded with excitement. He had always dreamed of feeling braver, of exploring every inch of the valley and even, someday, visiting Pippa's mountain home. He leaned over the pool, gazing into his reflection, and whispered his wish, to be as courageous and adventurous as the biggest dinosaurs in the valley. When he looked up, he felt a quiet sense of confidence blooming inside him. He hadn't changed in size, but he felt taller somehow, filled with a courage he hadn't known before. He thanked Pippa, his heart warm with gratitude. From that day on, Rumi was unstoppable. He and Pippa became best friends, exploring every hidden path and mysterious cave in the valley. They ventured to the riverbank, where they'd watch fish dart through the water, and to the tallest hill, where they'd sit and watch the sun set over the mountains. Together, they even ventured to the edge of the valley where the mountain's shadow stretched down to meet the hills. On one special day, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting long shadows across the valley, Pippa and Rumi climbed the highest hill they could find. They sat side by side, watching as the mountains seemed to glow under the sunset's warm light. Rumi, Pippa whispered, snuggling close to her friend, you're the bravest dinosaur I know. You don't need to be big to be strong, and you've proven that kindness and courage are what truly makes someone mighty. Rumi's heart filled with joy. He knew now that he didn't need to be any different than he was. He had a valley full of adventures, friends who cared for him, and a world of new places to explore. And as the stars began to twinkle above, he promised himself that he'd keep exploring, one small step at a time, knowing that the biggest journeys often began with the smallest steps. Sweet lines, the end. Thank you for joining Rumi and Pippa on their adventures. If you loved this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you won't miss a single adventure. Sweet Lines is new, and we already have over 40 exciting tales for you in our playlist. We can't wait to share even more stories with you.